Hello everyone, this is Joseph Zabrowski. Time for our next broadcast, New World Order News. I'm actually going to share with you today an article that I wrote back in the year 2000. And I tell you this because the conclusion of this article has come to fruition here in 2012. Point being, there were millions of people who knew about the New World Order back then, and they called those people conspiracy theorists. That is, the criminal syndicate that controls America, the world, and the media is still telling people today that those who believe in a new world order are conspiracy theorists. While in other publications that they write, they're very open about it. History is supposed to serve us as a means of learning what lies ahead, and so I'm going to share the information in that article right now. The article was called "Towards a New World Order." Unfortunately, the interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which came into being in 1868, has allowed corporations personhood in many cases. You can see Northern California City challenges corporate personhood. If you come look at the article here online, you can get some of that information. Other court cases led to full corporate personalization in 1910, and I have a link here that you can go to get the information on it. As it is in most cases, according to human nature, there tends to be a motive, whether spoken or unspoken, behind most actions in life. Now, the court's pro-corporation interpretation of the 14th Amendment is no exception. It is a mere grain of sand in the Sahara in the international bankers' scheme for the New World Order. The bankers, the same ones who controlled Europe when our melting pot was still under England's rule, knew that they could not take control of America if they could not take control of the land, I repeat, land in America. According to the original Constitution, the first one, the only entities who could take possession of land in America were the people. Land was granted and could not be sold. Let me repeat that for you. Land was granted and could not be sold. Okay? This was a major obstacle to the banksters. Thus, they used the 14th Amendment to give corporations the rights of people. I hope you understand that. That's very key for you to understand. Let me read that again. Thus, they used the 14th Amendment to give corporations the rights of people. And as a result, they could then take control of all of the land in America. These are scheming demons, okay? They are scheming demons, these banksters. You don't believe me? Take a better look at your title to your house. If you don't have a land patent on your land, you do not own it. You have an equity deed, a quick claim deed, or some other kind of deed. Now, this is a three-party contract of which you have beneficial interest. I repeat, beneficial interest, or color of title, not real title. All right? The government owns your land because they have true title to your land in most cases. Same thing with your car. Unless you have the manufacturer's statement of origin and purchased it with at least $20 of gold or silver. Okay? To back that up, look on the back of your title. The watermark says void. That's the title to your car. It says void. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's why you have to get it registered with the state and insured, because you don't own it. On top of this, the government has hypothecated that land and property to the Federal Reserve as collateral for their unpayable debt. Unpayable because they and their citizens do not have enough gold and silver to pay it off, since it was stolen from them in 1933 when the Federal Reserve foreclosed on their loan to our American government and demanded that the debt be paid in gold and silver. This was the greatest bank robbery in the history of the world, and we can talk about that another time. So even after you pay for your land and car in full, the government still legally owns it because they have true title to it. If you get a land patent and you own your land with an allodial title, then you truly own your land and home because you have true title. As a result, if you miss a payment, the government cannot come in and take the home. They must work something out with the mortgage company. Now, to do this, you must step out of the foreign jurisdiction that our U.S. government corporation operates in, which is the state of New Columbia, by ending all adhesion contracts with the government, such as the Social Security number, birth certificate, and others, thus taking up your true citizenship of the American Republic. Now, the bankers, thus government, thus media, make these so-called patriots who take up their true citizenship look like freaks because they don't want anyone else doing it. This is a major threat to them. When in reality, these people are the only ones who have shown the proper respect to the founding fathers who gave up their lives so that we could have this great country. The sovereign elite banksters keep our people's minds occupied with sports, sex, and numerous other vehicles in the media to lull us asleep while they create bills through their puppets in Washington and then calling banks to get those puppets representing your state to vote on that bill in the direction that will further their agenda, the New World Order. All the while, we the people are too busy trying to make a living or lulled to sleep by the brainwashing of the media to even know what bill is up for a vote so that we can call the politician in our state and tell him which way we would like him to vote on that particular bill. It was planned that way, my friends. Read the Communist Manifesto, I've talked about that before, and then take a good look at what is really going on in America, and you might see some eye-opening similarities. Now back to the land that I was formerly talking about. One of the advantages of truly owning your land is that you don't have to pay property taxes on it. Our founding fathers knew the importance of the land belonging to the people of America. It's why our original motto was, please listen to this, it was life, liberty, and land. Let me repeat that for you. Our original motto was life, liberty, and land. It was the filthy banksters who made sure that was changed to the brainwashing BS that the vast majority of U.S. citizens think it's always been, pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's not what the original motto stated. For the most part, we have already lost our country. Take a look at, I was writing this back in the year 2000. We had almost lost our country back then. We've lost our country. As I've said before, it's a government of bankers, by banksters, and for banksters. Take a look at the original Constitution. Americans used to be people that studied the Bible and the law of the land in the Constitution. They actually studied it, my friends. Initially, the bankers didn't think they could take this country because of that very fact. People used to carry the Constitution in their back pocket. I mean, it was just a normal thing for them back then. Because many lives were given up for it. And so it was held dearly in their hearts. Now today, you'd be lucky if a person has a Constitution in their house, let alone holding it in their back pocket. In 1937 in Nazi Germany, if somebody told you that there were concentration camps up and ready to go, you would have looked at them as if they were crazy. That's the truth, all right? Well, you know what, and I think a lot of you know this, there are many concentration camps, or FEMA camps, which they call detention camps for civil unrest, here in America, on military bases, up and ready to go. They've been renovated via Halliburton to the tune of $350 million a year for, I think it was a 5 to 6 year period. Okay, and those detention camps for civil unrest have been staffed over the last, I'd say 3 to 5 months, and they're ready to go. Okay, and so I'm trying to reach my place here again. Half our standing army, if not more, wears UN patches on their attire and are not of U.S. descent. The UN military is under foreign command. The World Court is already in place People have already received the computer chip in their hand and scan it over the scanner at the grocery store to pay for their food. And Israel already has all the materials ready to rebuild the temple. And the Bible says that the end will come, before the end comes, there has to be the rebuilding of the temple. The Israelites even have the red heifer picked out to sacrifice. Now, I'm not one of these people that yells, "The end is near." I am simply speaking what I have learned and find it hard to stop when I start, simply because it is all connected. It all leads back to the banksters and their evolutionary mindset that they are higher beings, thus more evolved than we, the common people. Hence, they are going to control us. Thus, they are going to control the world. The same mindset Hitler and Stalin possessed, who came very close to controlling the world, and were responsible for some 66 million lives. These can be scary times, my friends, but as always, God has the last word, which is summed up quite nicely in Psalms 2. It says, "Why do the nations conspire, and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth take their stand against the Lord and against his anointed one. Let us break their chains," they say, "and throw off their fetters. The one enthroned in heaven laughs. The Lord scoffs at them." I'm not going to read the rest of it because I want you to actually go into your Bible and read the rest of it. It's worth reading. That's Psalms 2. Please read it in its entirety. Well, that concludes our broadcast for today. I hope you think about what I said here. It's really important. In order to beat the filthy system, thus the recessive and depressive times, I've provided some great opportunities below. I always share them with my audience. Okay? The first two items here are an extraordinary way to make a good living. I actually use both of them, and I've been using them for 3 months or so, just over 3 months. The second item there, you can start for free. You can actually start an online business for free. This is very rare online. And in my first month in starting this free business, I made over $2,000. And in my second month, I've made over $3,000. And here in my third month, which I just completed, I've made over $6,000. The point being that it's gradually getting better. And the beautiful thing about it is that the people who there's people who do use both of these systems, and there's people who actually make the high range, people making $50,000 to $100,000 a month. Okay, I'm not saying everyone makes that. The first item here, where it says an investment is required, they publish their earnings, and you can see some of their earnings online. And so you can go to see and back up my statement here if you check out this link. Now, what I did was I used the second link here to start out for free, and then I gradually got into this first link, and you can make some big money here. So it was a really perfect kind of match made in heaven here between these two items, these two ways to make a living online. The third item here, prescription cards. We don't promote using prescriptions, but if you are in the place where you need a prescription, there's a card that you can get for 15 to 85% off prescriptions. A lot of people are in trouble these days. They don't have the money to buy prescriptions. And so send us an email and we'll lead you to that card. Dramatically discounted dental. I actually utilized this, and I saved over $4,000 on my last dentist appointment or appointments. And I'm talking $160 crowns, $180 root canals, $1,200 all-inclusive implants. Price goes down if you purchase more than one implant, and it's an amazing deal. They'll put you up in a very nice hotel for free while you're getting your work done, and they do the work very quickly. So you can't beat it. Optimum Healthcare, check out this link. All these links are below this video. The very best products. They will save your life. Invented by Dr. Wallach, world-renowned. All of his products assimilate into your bloodstream very quickly, and thus they are fully assimilated and digested and used by your body. Just so that you know, health is not about, good health is not about being stocked up on drugs, okay, and pharmaceuticals. Our body is not lacking in a shortage of pharmaceuticals, okay? Our body is lacking in a shortage of the 90 essential nutrients which these products provide. I highly recommend them. They will literally turn your disease into health. You're going to need a water filter for what lies ahead, storable food as well. Great patriotic movie coming out called The Real One Nation Under God. We ask that you go to this website and at least become a committed audience member. We are seeking to get at least 1 million people to say that they will come see this movie when it comes to the theaters. If we can get 1 million people before we distribute it, then it makes our distribution efforts much more easy. So if you could just go to the website and sign up to become a committed audience member, it only takes a couple of minutes. What would be even better is if you purchased a ticket, you can purchase tickets ahead of time. So please help us out with this. And lastly, edifying entertainment for children, ages 5 to 11. Great holiday books. There's 3 holiday stories in this 4-book series at bestbooksforchildren.com. Great Christmas gift. These books help foster character growth in your children. And so that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Till next time, take care and God bless.